After 11 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys, Demarcus Lawrence has a new home. The four-time Pro Bowl defensive end has agreed to a 3-year deal with the Seattle Seahawks that includes $18 million guaranteed, a max value of $42 million, a source telling our Adam Schefter. After the news, Micah Parsons went on social media and said, "It's my time." Someone replied to Micah saying, "Wouldn't read this as contract-related, but would as leadership-related." And Micah wound up reposting that reply. Okay, you know what I like Michael a lot, and this is going to seem like I'm hating on him, but this reminds me of like when people announce that they're taking social media breaks. Yeah. Like, I don't need you to tell me, just show me it's your time, and just don't post. Like, I don't need the disclaimer. But anyway,
what's wrong with that?
What?
What's wrong with it?
What, saying it's my time?
Isn't it?
Yeah, but that's something you would do. Like, but like you don't need to like.
Time out. You know for a fact that isn't true because I was negotiating for damn near a year and nobody knew. So you know that ain't true. But the point is that if this is what I'm saying, fellas, it's important to say this. When you look at Jerry Jones' tendencies, I think you're looking at it wrong. In other words, he's saying it's my time because not only is it his time to get paid, it's his time for you to make sure you don't avoid procrastinating. Don't drag this on any longer than necessary. Don't let this get to a situation where you run to in training camp and you still don't have a deal done with Dak Prescott. You still don't have a deal done with CeeDee Lamb. Don't let it be about this. I've told the world, I didn't have to tell the world this was all about business. I've said from day one, I'm a Dallas Cowboy. I have no desire to be anywhere else. He said that when he came on my podcast. He said that when he spoke to the media inside the locker room. He has said it to everybody and their mother. He wants to be a Dallas Cowboy. It ain't just about the money. Of course, the money is what's ultimately important, but it ain't just about that. You trying to tell me that if Micah Parsons was on the market, that somebody wouldn't gobble him up, that they wouldn't pay him? Of course they would. But he's saying, I want to be here. You know it. I know it. Let's do this.
So you like that he put that out there, letting everyone know?
Doesn't bother me. I'm just saying it doesn't bother me.
Okay. Jason?
There's nothing better in sports media than trying to decipher an athlete's tweet. Right? You just go on and read the comments underneath the tweet. There's a lion emoji, and everybody from a Detroit Lions fan is like, Micah's coming to the Lions. You're trying to figure out. I look at this, Micah Parsons, we're watching him on those highlights, getting a sack, and he does his crawl up to, at this point, he's crawling up to Jerry Jones's table, and he's saying, pay me my damn money. What are we waiting for? And I think when you say it's my time, it's even to the extent of, like Stephen A. just said, don't wait, like pay me and let's figure out who else we can get on this team because we're not close to where we need to get to. And I think different maybe than Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, we didn't watch those guys say a lot about their contract. The one thing we know about Micah Parsons, he's always going to say a lot, no matter what the situation is. So I don't know that I care that he's tweeting it. It's just an expectation that you know he's going to give us something to talk about surrounding whatever's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. But it is his time. Leadership, bank account, everything above, it is his time, and he's already shown us.
I'm going to take his retweet as suggesting that it is more about leadership than contract. The contract doesn't matter. Like, he's going to get it at some point. He's going to get paid, and he's one of the best players in football. If it's about leadership, there are multiple ways to lead. This is not one that resonates with me. Maybe this is, I think sometimes people will say things like, well, make it public that they're on a diet or make it public that they're starting to work out because it helps them hold themselves accountable. Mm-hmm. If that is what Mike is doing, then by all means.
Is that why you posted the box jumps?
I didn't post those box jumps. I'm not proud of that. That was so low. My knee hurts, my hip hurts.
I'm just wondering. You just wanted to show us you're back in the gym.
And so I'm going to throw myself, listen, this is first take, baby. So I'm going to throw myself out on Front Street. Now, obviously, you know what? I'm in my mid-50s, yo. You know what I'm saying? And I've changed my life for the better. I'm in the best health I've been in 30 years. I can't front. It has a lot to do with y'all. I'm rolling around. I'm seeing Dominique Foxworth in pretty damn good shape. You know, letting them know, you know, saying, look at how I had Louis Riddick come on the air and literally call himself Big Sexy. That's what I had him call. I got Big Perk talking about himself. That was Jay. You see him. You understand what I'm saying? Mr. Shaft himself. You understand? I'm just saying. Don't get me.
I'm higher on the list.
Don't get me started with RC. Don't get me started with RC, a.k.a. Jay Zoolander, the male model extraordinaire. You know, I mean, and Swagoo showing out poses from 20 years ago, like he's still looking like that now. I mean, I dealt with all of this stuff all the time. And then them brothers, y'all would look at me a couple of years ago. Y'all like, yo, Stephen A., you all right? Touching my belly and all that. You okay?
And I'm walking around. Belly.
Oh yeah, no, trust me, Brian and all of them. They're like, damn, bro, you look pregnant. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. So I'm saying that when you do that, sometimes you say stuff and you do stuff publicly as a source of inspiration.
So you identify with Mike.
I got to hold it. I got to hold it down.
I get it. That's why I said that's what you would do, and you thought I was taking a shot at you, but you're identifying with what Mike is saying.
Stephen looks great in his ring bearer's jacket. But I also believe that Micah Parsons, I remember that Micah Parsons, I think it was Malik Hooker, the safety on the team, was critical of Micah Parsons' leadership in the way that he participated in the media and all that stuff. So not that one person's review of him is the end-all, be-all, but it does kind of feel like the way that the Cowboys organization is run and the way that Dak has controlled that team, it does feel like there's a chance for someone else to step in. I'm not sure that this is the way to do it.
Hasn't it been his time, though, from a leadership standpoint?
I mean, I guess when you have a veteran there like Lawrence, maybe you feel like you want to show him some respect. Like, you're not going to be the one giving the pregame speech to your group. That guy's going to be. But he was injured for a bunch of last year. So, I think also Micah, it's a generational thing. They feel like they got to say stuff all the time. And I don't mean this as a judgment, but he feel like he got to say stuff all the time when sometimes I would say, and I think most of us would be like, I would talk to trash after. I'd be quiet and then I come out to do it, but he's holding himself accountable. So
letting fans know the Cowboys are in good hands. Yep,
I just think that we all need to be careful in this business. Talking to people about, how they should keep their mouths shut. We damn sure don't. Yeah. And when you live in the world that we live in, not only do you have people that talk because everybody got a voice and everybody got something to say, right? But it's also proven to be profitable for a lot of these cats. So again, Micah Parsons, one of the things that I think, for example, I don't know if people know this, and I'm going to throw his name out there because I want to. Donovan McNabb, talk to this brother about some football. That's a special football mind right there. The brother is smart as hell and is really pretty damn good. One of the greatest things that have hurt Donovan McNabb in regard to this business is that he was relatively quiet when playing. You got a lot of cats that didn't have much to say while they were playing, but then you want to go out on Front Street and talk thereafter. Everybody, whoa, what's this voice? Bill Belichick. Remember, Bill Belichick, I was shocked at how good he was when I saw him on television actually talking to folks. I mean, he has a lot to say, obviously, but when you never say anything, right, and then all of a sudden you're saying something, it might take a little while. A guy like Micah Parsons, you talking now. Of course, you got to go on the field and back it up, D. Fox. I know that. Yeah. But the point that I'm making is you talking, and you're thinking about a career beyond the field of play. When you resonate with people now, the likelihood is that you're going to resonate with them later. And I think we can't ignore that. Yeah. I don't think so, especially with football players.
You're absolutely right.
Especially with football players.
The world is constantly changing, and this is a new iteration.
Yes.
I'm not judging Micah Parsons for that.
Right.
I'm not judging, and I think you could make the argument that maybe you need to focus on the now, not the later. I wouldn't even judge for that. I think it's fine for him to build up his platform. Yeah. But I do think right now, because it's going to help him later. But the fact of the matter is, you can do and say whatever you want in this league if you're one of the best pass rushers in football. Yeah. So Micah Parsons, he will lead by destroying people, but he also needs to lead by example. And I think saying stuff in the media is not going to change that one way or the other.
None of us said that he needs to shut up or whatever that was by any means. We were just saying it maybe isn't necessary.
I look at it as, to your point, we wear a helmet every single time we're out there on the football field. For Micah, when you're talking and people are seeing your face, you're getting your notoriety up. And at the end of the day, he's going to probably be the highest paid non-quarterback when he gets his contract. That backs up all his players.
And listen, we're talking about the Cowboys in March.
And that's a big valid point that Jay just made, because see, when you playing basketball, everybody sees you. You got on shorts and a tank top. Everybody sees your face. Everybody knows who you are. Damn it, it's just a matter of whether or not you can play or not. But there's a whole bunch of cats, y'all know this a hell of a lot better than me, that play whatever position that you play on a football field, because there's so many. And as good, as gifted and as good as they are, they're barely known. They could be walking out in the streets and nobody's gonna know who the hell they are. And so because of the helmet, because of your shoulder pads, because of your equipment that blocks your imagery, along with the marketing machine that is the NFL, that's very selective in the handful of people who do get marketed. So if you are a football player, you find a way to market yourself in that regard. All you have to do is make sure you produce on the field and that you're not a cancer to your locker room. Those are the two key things. As long as those things are in place, talk away. Talk away.
He's putting pressure on himself, too. So, I think oftentimes last season, we all pointed at Jerry Jones and said, it's your fault. And I think we are preparing to do that again this year if it doesn't work out. But Micah is jumping out there and taking that leadership.
Yeah.
I respect it. It's something that I wouldn't do, is what I was saying. But it doesn't mean that it's the wrong way to lead.
No,
it's the wrong
just
thing
not
to
your
do.
personality.
It's certainly not my personality, but it works for Micah. And I also never been able to rush the passer like that. Maybe I feel a little different.
I know I was going to shut him down the way
I was unblockable. I probably would talk a little different.
You were hunted,
I'll still never forgive Micah Parsons for beating my team in the Celebrity All-Star game when a man ran over men, women, and children. It was women and children on the basketball court with him, and he ran over them, him and Puka Nacua. And I said, what the hell you doing? He said, hey, they out there. They out there. He didn't give a damn who it was. It was ridiculous.
That's
it was ridiculous.
Hilarious.